All right, so here we are. We're just mid. We've been sitting here talking for how long, Driz?
Oh, geez. Maybe like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, long enough for my camera has a 30-minute timer and it turns off, and it turned off. So more than 30 minutes for sure. And we're in the middle of just a deep personal conversation, and I just decided let's hit record. We've already talked about all the stuff I think we can't talk about or wouldn't talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
But we were just talking about being in a band and sacrificing and what that means to us and stuff. So I wanted to go ahead and hit record. We're not even doing the intro. I'm Dallas Dwight. Welcome to your new favorite band. With me as always,
Drizzle Silvera. What's up?
Yeah, so we're just sitting here having some heavy talks.
Yeah.
What? Talks? What am I saying, dude?
Talk to text, I think is what you kind of almost came across as.
I don't know.
Yeah. But
we're talking about the theme of our conversation right now. God, it's hot in here. Is sacrifice.
Yeah, sacrifice. What it looks like.
Yep.
Is it quantifiable? Yeah, so sacrifice and also the process, like the refining process, the struggle, if you would, right?
Right.
And like learning, because the mind is so powerful, you can choose to say, hey, no, I don't want to learn from this. I just want to shut off. Or you can choose to say, hey, I have to grind pretty hard right now. I have to go through, this is hard, but learning to find things in there that make it, I guess, redeemable, right? To give you the sustenance you need to persevere through that hard time. Yeah.
And to dude, I look so dumb, man. This really deflates the serious topic here. All right. I'm sorry, everyone. But my do-rag here.
I like the do-rag.
Yeah, somebody called it a do-rag. I was like, it's a beanie, dude. Like,
I know it's a beanie. But
I know.
You called it a do-rag, so I called it a do-rag.
Someone at church, now I call it a do-rag. When I worked at a church for a long time. I haven't worked there in a long time either, but I showed up one day with this. They were like, nice do-rag. I was like, well, I'm in Elevation now, so I have to do the slouchy do-rag. But yeah, sacrifice and what it means and going through hard times and how that, we were talking about how the sacrifice looks different for every person.
Yes.
Like you may sacrifice X, I may sacrifice Y, but if you control for the differences and consider it a percentage, if you could even dare to quantify it, then it would be the same percentage, right?
Yeah.
So I use the example, if I have $1 million and you have $10 and I lose 100,000 and you lose 1, we've lost the same amount.
Yes.
10%, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Now I might sit there and look at you and be like, "Stop crying! I lost so much more." But it's like,
but what can $9 buy compared to 900 million?
Right, or 900,000.
Or 900.
But also, then, how many taxes do I have versus you? Like, you can go both ways all day.
Yeah,
because everybody.
And I don't think the government would come after $9.
Right. Everybody. Yeah. The thing and I've always thought this when people bag on rich people and depending on who the rich person is, I get it, but. Just because someone's rich, like they just have a different set of problems than you, doesn't mean you have no problems.
Oh yeah,
know?
Definitely.
Because Jim Carrey said, what was it? He said something about maybe it wasn't Jim Carrey. I feel like he did say this though. All right, Jim, text me. We've been texting, you know.
Yeah.
And it was something along the lines of paraphrasing. I wish everyone could get rich and famous to see that that's not the answer.
Yeah.
Because too many people think there's bugs in here, crazy. Too many people think that that's going to solve all their problems. And he was saying, I wish everyone could just magically be rich and famous and see that you still have all these problems. They might be different problems. You're not worried about your rent, maybe, like you were. But you have other problems. Like, what are those problems? I don't know. I'm not rich and famous. But maybe I'll text Jim and ask. But
it still wouldn't mean anything to you. So it'd still be...
Yeah.
Like just someone telling you a story, right?
Because you can't fathom it unless you're there. Like they can't fathom what it's like to not be able to afford their rent anymore if they've been famous for 20 years. Like they don't think about that. Yeah. They're like, wait, the mortgage on which one of my 10 houses, or what's a mortgage? Like I just bought them all cash, like they don't, there's just different ways of living. And I don't think one's necessarily better or worse. The other quote I heard, and I don't remember who to attribute this one to, was that if you want to be rich and famous, try being rich first and see if that doesn't solve it.
Yeah, that would...
Because that's a good one. I don't remember who said it. You could Google that.
Well,
that's pretty much word for word for what I read. So
not to mention, if you didn't do the grind... Okay, so here's what's so cool about the process, is when you actually go through the process to achieve the goals that you're working for, as opposed to being handed.
Right.
that success is going to mean so much more to you,
right?
And you won't you're less likely to squander what you've attained, right?
Yeah.
So best case or best example I could give is like lottery winners, right?
And how many of them are broke?
Yes.
However many X amount of years later. That's
exactly. And it's because they don't know what it takes to actually make wealth.
Yeah.
So they don't know what it actually takes to maintain wealth.
Right.
Because it's not like, oh, you have wealth and you're done, checked out. No, now you have to know how to maintain it.
Yeah.
And you could get wealth and never spend it, but then what's the point of having wealth?
Right.
You could get wealth.
Miser, is that what that's called? Yeah.
Yeah, you could get wealth and
spend it all, and
spend it all, or you could get wealth and learn how to make what money you have work for you. Right. Which is oftentimes the best case scenario.
Welcome back to Finance 101 with the LA Maybe. I'm your professor, Professor Durag.
Well, the same.
Never, by the way, never take financial advice from someone in a durag.
I don't know.
Elon Musk in a durag. It's like, well, maybe I need to rethink my.
I'd take advice from Elon. That's also Musk never judge a book by its cover.
I know, right?
Right. So there's a lot of quotes we could go through right now.
Isn't it funny how many and I can't even bring this up. I will anyway because here I go. But how many sayings contradict each other?
Yeah.
Here's one. You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
A penny saved is a penny earned. Complete polar opposite ideas.
But if you take the two concepts and you realize what spending of that penny is going to make more money,
right?
Also,
a penny saved is a penny earned. I don't like that.
It's not earned. You didn't earn it.
It's not earned. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I see what you're trying to say. You're doing a poor job of saying it.
Yeah. A penny not spent is a penny not spent.
Right. You still have the same penny. You didn't earn a penny. Right?
Yeah.
Unless you found it on the ground, and then
that's not earning.
That's not earning. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's a lottery.
That's fine. Yeah. That's
just
luck.
a very small lottery.
One time we were at a Clemson football game walking. Hundreds of people around us. We're walking. Just one of hundreds of people around us. And I looked down, there's a $20 bill at my foot. I'm like, okay.
Sweet.
Dude, so many other people walking around didn't see this bill. Like, what? It was just like we were in like a town square kind of thing. It's just in the middle. Everyone's walking.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. $20 richer.
Yeah.
That's long gone.
Well, I'm sure it was probably like spent on Monsters or something. So. Right? Oh, okay, maybe before Monster, or Red Bull. Yeah,
yeah. It's probably Coke or whatever.
Yeah,
whichever Coke you want to believe. I did it at 12. What is this thing?
Say
it's gone now.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Corona Seltzer. Spiked
It was all right.
Seltzer. Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah. Just trying to get some cold beverages.
Cold beaver
here to
it's super toasty in here, huh?
It's not really, to me it's not.
It's getting cooler, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But it's still like humid and toasty.
It was at 68, believe it or not.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't sweat at 68.
All right, well I'm about to turn it down just a touch more. Take it over for a second.
So my old apartment, I had the thermostat down to a science, dude. I could tell you pretty much from like 66 to like 78, 80. I could tell you the temperature in that apartment at any given time, like to the number, if that makes sense. Uh-oh, that just sounds like it turned off. So I know for a fact that I don't really start to like feel that glisten on my forehead until about 74. 74 is where my body's like, no. We got to turn that air down. 70 is the sweet spot, or if you're Driz, 69. Driz is nodding and doing the tight butthole face. Yep, that's a Workaholics reference. I can't filibuster forever. What's going on? Are you programming this thing from scratch? Is it R2D2 over there? Just get him back to work.
Put it to 66.
Okay, devil's number.
Well, almost the devil's number.
Okay.
2/3 of the devil's number if you're just looking at sixes.
It's so quiet in here now.
I know, right?
That was a ridiculous sentence you just said. 2/3 of the devil's number if you're only looking at sixes.
Yeah.
That's like a...
Well, 66 isn't 2/3 of 666.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. You're being too mathematical. You're being all smart.
Being mathematical.
Yeah. Too smart for me.
Too mathematical.
You're doing too much mathematics.
Okay.
Mathematics.
So here's one a little further, and this is what I always like to tell my students who are a little more serious.
Uh-huh.
Is that is to learn to enjoy the process of learning, of struggling to get through a song they've never played before. Because oftentimes, you get someone who's like, I want to do this and I want to do it now. And I think part of that, you see so much of that in our culture nowadays because of like the smartphone, because of just remotes and blah, 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 and it's like, that's never going to happen. Like, it doesn't work that way. If that's how it worked, everyone playing guitar wouldn't be special. Right. And it's special because you actually have to like put in what you want to get out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, and the easiest way to get over that hump is to mentally train yourself to go, I'm going to learn to love the process. I'm going to learn to love sitting down with my guitar and spending time with it and working on it, as opposed to, the latter, which is,
it's been,
why can't I do this now?
I would argue you and I are like the rich people in that scenario. It's hard for us to imagine what it's like to struggle to play a G chord.
Right.
I can't remember what that was like. A G chord,
I did it.
I'll play it 150 times perfectly right now, no problem, because it's just like we've mastered the G chord.
Yeah.
And many other things as well. But we're not saying we're perfect. We're not saying we're the best. But there's certain basic fundamentals that we've mastered long ago.
Yeah.
And we can't, or at least I struggle to imagine what it's like to not be able to look at a chord sheet and just play it right there the first time, go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, helping your kids through that is an important.
Well, this is a good talk to have with like people who are aspiring too. It's like, dude, it isn't just going to happen like that. Like,
no.
Like,
no matter
never
how,
does.
No matter how good you think or you think you are or you may actually be.
Yeah.
It's a whole process. No matter what, there's no, as far as I can tell, there's no real shortcuts to the top.
It's like everyone's like, I just need a viral content.
Even then.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's either got to be so good or so bad that everyone fucking.
Well, think about like Justin Bieber's story, which I don't remember how much of this I know. But he basically was had like a viral video of some kind, right when viral videos were just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And he was just a little kid with swoopy hair, and he sang beautifully on YouTube. Everyone was like, oh, cool. He somehow ended up in Atlanta. He's from Canada, I think.
Yeah.
Ended up in Atlanta, ran into Usher in a parking lot, tried to talk to Usher. Usher was like, no. And then Biebs just starts singing, and Usher stops and goes, wait a second. Okay, I'm listening. And they start talking, like, kind of, Usher became his kind of A&R rep, like, kind of took him under his wing. Bieber blows up. And that's all good. But then you might think that's kind of a shortcut to the top. Maybe, maybe not. But Bieber had the ability to stop Usher in his tracks. That doesn't come easily. That takes some work. Even if he's young, it takes some work. Also, cut to Bieber touring so much and working so hard that he can't talk. His voice is blown out. He has to cancel shows, and he's talking to everyone by writing on a pad, carrying around a vocal health trainer specialist with him everywhere he goes. Constantly a doctor with him at all times, constantly.
He got some rare disease.
He had the polyps and stuff too, I think.
Yeah, he got
the polyps. Someone did.
He ended up getting a rare disease.
Demi Lovato, maybe?
Viral infection that causes paralysis of the face.
That is just recent though, right?
Yeah.
That just came out like last week or something. I'm talking about like years ago when he was touring heavy and touring so much that he couldn't sing anymore. Like he had just worked too hard. Basically. So like that's there's no shortcuts. Like, you do the work. Everyone does the work.
Yeah.
No matter where you are.
Yeah.
No matter how many Lamborghinis you own.
Yeah, well, exactly. And to that what I would say about Bieber's situation is okay, voice. Maybe and that's the one thing that's interesting about voice. Maybe you have such a gift.
That's a gift. That's the one part where I'll concede that talent has a larger percentage to do with that than maybe guitar or piano.
Yeah.
Because I will argue till the day I die that I have virtually no musical talent. Because I've met people with musical talent and they are nothing like me.
Same, dude. Yeah, definitely.
It's so frustrating. Like when I know everything I've been through and I've gone through to get where I am. And that's with my hands and my voice. I wish I had videos, dude, of me singing when I was younger. I was so bad. I tricked one of my friends. We were on a trip. And I would show her a thing of me singing. And she would be like, oh, that's really good. Yeah, you're great. Keep going. And I knew it sucked. I knew I had so much work to do. So I pulled up another one later in the trip. It was a school trip to like Costa Rica or something. I had my little iPod. I had all my demos on it that I'd been making. I was probably 14, 15. Just started recording. And I said, Taz, her name was Taz. I will shout out Taz. Let me show you this new band I found. They're really cool. Let me show you. And I play the demo, and she goes, "Dude, this band blows." Like, I remember, I'll never forget. "Shun this band." And I said, "Taz, that's me." So I got the real reaction.
Yeah.
And I would trick people into giving me a real reaction. I learned how to tell good, real reactions from just being polite.
Yeah.
And that's always been important to me. I figured it out, by the way. When you know someone's genuinely giving you a compliment, they sound surprised. Like, "Whoa, dude, you're really good."
Yeah, exactly.
And if you hear, "Dude, you're good," it's like, you know.
But it also depends on the person too.
It does, but 9 times out of 10, it's the air of surprise.
Yeah.
At least it was. Now that I'm kind of more, further down the path, it maybe a little bit less so, but definitely early on. And I still get it with my voice all the time, because my voice, it's been a work in progress for so long. Like, I started singing in high school, and I was just so bad, to the point that one of my bands pulled me aside after and was like, "Hey, you're no longer singing any of the backing vocals. We're gonna have the other guy do it." Like, the other guitar player, like, "You're not singing anymore." And that was a humbling experience where I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna work on this." So I worked, and then you go sing now, and people are like, "You're so talented." It's like, oh man, I wish I was fucking talented, dude. This would have been so much easier.
It would have made the process so much easier. Yeah. Well, and going back to the way the reaction, I would say 100% for people who who think you're good enough.
Well, tell me,
will actually be surprised.
Still getting the surprise for my voice though.
Yeah.
My hand's not as much.
Yeah, so...
But it's surprise all day long.
I grew up working with a guy who, if he said, "Yeah, it's good," that was like the highest praise he could give you.
Right. Those people are pretty boring. But yeah, I got you. I know a few. Those people are the guy that see the newest movie and they're like, "Sucked." You're like, "Aren't you fun? Shut up."
But he also never like truly berated you either. Just say it needs work.
Yeah, he's just apathetic, basically.
Yep. Just needs work. When you need to work on it. It's not where it could be.
What if you found out he was just never listening and was just always somewhere else and just said whatever he thought?
Well, he wouldn't have to listen until it sounded good. Right. Then he'd listen and say, "Yeah, it's good."
I'll still get tones of surprise and stuff from family members and, "Oh, you're still doing music?" That kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's always fun.
I don't really get that from my family.
I should say not immediate family members, like
gotcha,
like further out, cousins I haven't seen in a long time, family, friends and stuff.
Yeah, no, but to that end, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like we get that response of like, because we are a new band. Mm-hmm. "Oh my God, you guys blew me away. I've never heard of this."
Heard many times. Why don't I know you?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Are you famous? Like, we got that a couple times overseas, I think.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an odd question. Like, you would know.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, you probably know.
Although,
I mean, we carry ourselves. I'd say we don't carry ourselves as pompous assholes, but we carry ourselves as professionals. Like, we've worked to be where we are.
Yeah.
Like, but also extremely approachable.
Yeah.
Right. So,
well, my favorite compliment we got, and we got it a lot, especially from the press on the day of Call the Wild, in the UK. We did 11 interviews. I think I got back 4 or 5 reviews, either through Tom, our publicist, or they'd messaged me directly saying like, or I saw in an article or whatever. Great guys, great music, but great people, and that was my favorite.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because so many bands are great music.
You only hear great music.
And then there's a line in Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is my favorite show, and it's worth watching for anyone that hasn't watched it. I probably talked about it on here before for sure.
Yes.
But there's a line where Ted's watching the players play for the first time, and there's this player, Jamie, and Jamie's really good. He's the star, but he's also the douchebag. You know the type.
Oh, yeah.
And he scores a goal, and he's celebrating and all that stuff just in practice. And Ted asks Nate, he's like, what's his deal? Didn't even know his name. He's like, "Oh, that's Jamie. He's really good at football." And Ted goes, "I know guys like that."
That's hilarious.
Is the long pause and then at football. It's like he's really good at guitar. Like,
there's like no life skill, no people skill.
Yeah. Just a lot of times arrogant, egotistical.
Yeah. I will say this: I've met and worked with a lot of people who are very established in the industry. And I will say this of most of the top that I've met. It's that they're extremely nice people. Really just even-headed. No ego.
Because that depends largely probably on the field you're in, too. For example, country, worship, probably nicer people than rock, metal, pop. Maybe not generalizations, but probably. I always think about the story I told you about Bill Burr running into Brad Paisley backstage. He did not recognize Brad Paisley at all. He said, "Whoa, they were doing like a festival together." He's like, "Whoa, you're dressed up really nice, man. That's great. Are you playing or something?" And he was like, and Brad Paisley said, and I quote from Bill, "I play a little guitar." And he was like, "Oh, that's great. We'll have fun." Like, didn't realize at all until he saw him on stage later to like 100,000 people that was Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
And Brad Paisley never brought up like, "I'm Brad Paisley, dude." Like,
it's kind of fun though. It's like, it'd probably be kind of fun, like running into someone who doesn't know who you are.
I had
a
friend who told me she sat next to Ian McKellen, Gandalf, on a train. And
so I didn't even know who Ian
had a
McKellen
whole
was.
Conversation with him.
I know who Gandalf is.
Very famous English actor. So not as big over here, but we know him as Gandalf, I'm sure.
I could point that actor out wherever I see him.
Yep. Well, she was younger. She was sitting next to Ian McKellen on a full 3-hour train ride or something. Had conversation with him the whole time. No idea who he was. And she later found out and was just telling the story. And I just imagine how absolutely amused he must have been. Because he's Sir Ian McKellen. He is a legend. He's not just some actor.
Wow.
Sir Patrick Stewart, Sir Ian McKellen, Sir Elton John, Sir George Michael? Maybe not.
Is George Michael
I don't know. Is George Michael even from the UK? Dude, we're dumb.
We're not from that era either.
We never said we were smart.
We never said we were born in the 80s. I mean, 70s if you really want to experience the 80s. Yeah.
First guy to rock the designer stubble to perfection. Right?
True.
Just unbelievable, especially for that time. It's like, dude, that's like a modern look for now. How did he have that in whenever 80s, whatever? Bug? Saved me from an ant?
I saved you from something.
Nice.
It was an alien.
Okay.
It's going to impregnate you with its...
Well, that'd be fine.
Alien semen.
I'd be interested, honestly. More interested than anything. I'd be more interested than angry. Well, let's see where this goes. I didn't know this was possible. All of a sudden, I want ice cream.
And detergent. And pickles.
The Tide Pod Challenge.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Yeah,
at our gig.
were. Yeah, we were.
Yeah. I guess, those are van jokes. So
that one's very much so a van joke.
We have these things we will share with you now that we call van jokes. And those are jokes that are so bad and so inappropriate that they never leave the van.
Yes.
They often leave the van when they shouldn't, but one of us will usually shout, "Van joke." We're like, yep. There's people around. So I will give you this hint so you're not going crazy in your head trying to cancel us. It's mostly to do with how to solve the population problem.
Mostly.
A large part of it is
Tide Pods.
Dealing with that issue. Yeah. Tide Pods are away.
Yeah.
If I was the CEO of Tide, for example.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it at that. We could just bleep this whole thing, just one long bleep.
Yeah, just gonna.
You just see us gesturing and laughing.
Laughing hysterically too. Right.
And then the very end of the podcast. Anyway, see you guys next time.
Yeah, but anyways, well, I wanted to say, so we never really kind of went into the what we were talking about fully as far as
sacrifice and stuff.
And then thinking of percentages So I wanted to go back into
let's circle back.
Let's circle back and say just to kind of close off the conversation with our audience is, you might find yourself thinking, I've got this and this and this going on, but there's no way to really fully know what's going on in someone else's life. Just like there's no way to know how to deal with fame until you've had fame. You can hear stories, blah, 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 blah. And also, so to cut brothers slack, and I'm not just talking, this isn't a band squabble. I want to throw that out there. This isn't a big band squabble or anything. this is just kind of like a real cool talk we were kind of getting into, and was like, oh shit, we should press record.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was just like, halfway through our conversation, I was like, we should need to record this. That's why we skipped the intro, because we were already in the middle of it. But.
Yeah. It'll be there in post.
Yeah, you're right. There's that old saying, a lot of sayings today. Everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about.
Yeah.
That's a pretty powerful one when you think about it.
Yeah.
So
there's collective battles, but there's also the individual battle.
And what I take from that, and what I think most people would logically take from that, is like, give people a break.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what. Even if
they're legit, they're legit are slackers and people who just are leeches.
Sure.
I'm not discrediting leeches.
Right.
That's really horrible.
You are discrediting leeches.
Sorry. Yes, I am.
I denounce leeches.
I'm discrediting leeches. The way I probably should have said that is like, yeah, that's a pretty harsh term. But
no, I like that. That's good.
But
Adequate.
People who have parasites,
right.
Leeches that can only survive by feeding off of others.
Right.
Right.
What's that called is it scavenger?
Moocher?
I'm talking about like in the wild, in nature. Scavengers are moochers, but there was another word I was maybe thinking of. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Back to you. Back to you, Tom, with the weather.
Infants? Someone who never...
This guy barely even pays rent.
Someone who grew up and never learned how to get off the teat.
Right.
Right? I don't know.
Why do people say teat, dude? That really bothers me.
Because it's hilarious.
Nobody ever says teat in any other instance other than gotta get off the government teat. Literally the only time.
Dude, okay, so anyways, I found out that...
Nobody says, dude, nice teats.
Have you ever heard the term government cheese?
Yeah.
Do you know what that comes from?
No. Do I want to know?
Dude, I just saw. Dude, the government actually had like cave systems full of cheese in the U.S.
Hilarious.
In like the, 60s, 70s. And eventually decided to start giving it out to people in need. Which, totally behind that. But there were people who were raised on government cheese. Mm-hmm. They had government grilled cheese, government macaroni, which apparently were the only two dishes that tasted good with government cheese.
Interesting.
Right?
Did
it's very salty.
What kind of cheese it was?
It's processed cheese, kind of
exactly. Kraft slice or whatever.
Yeah. So back along those lines. Apparently, in 2019, I know it's been privatized. So no longer does the government do it, I think. And don't quote me on this, but there's a massive cheese store again that's starting to build up again for what seems to be apparent hard times.
This is I can't even begin with that.
I don't know, but surplus, if you ever have a time of surplus, and it was in a time of extreme surplus, from what I remember, that the cheese was stored. So a lot of times the government will subsidize farmers and pay them to waste dairy.
Right.
It's too much. Got to waste it. Otherwise you see dairy go to a ridiculous, amazing price for consumers, but you can't have that. No. So that they'll be paid to waste dairy. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Or the government or third party now, I guess, privatized, will buy that surplus and
bury it in a cave
and let it,
Wish I could have some cave cheese, grilled cheese.
So why did I go off on that tangent again?
We were talking about teats and like just how we both love teats.
Oh yeah. We were talking about teats and moochers and shit. I'm just like
watching out of my peripheral, just cut. No face, just.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There we go. Look at that face right there.
That's great. I can kind of see it out of my peripheral.
Yeah. Now I got to cut back because you just started talking again.
Oh, here I go.
Here we go.
I don't have much else to say, but on the subject of sacrifice, we were just talking about. It kind of started like talking about what we sacrifice in our own personal lives to pursue this dream.
Yeah.
And what that kind of looks like as far as like how much you have to believe in something to be willing to sacrifice the things that we sacrifice, and so many other musicians like us sacrifice.
Yeah.
Not in all bands.
And a lot of other musicians
you've ever seen.
And a lot of musicians that aren't. They're like, I'm just going to go be a tribute. And I'm not knocking tribute bands.
Sure.
I get it. take the easy out if it's too hard. Like, and I'm not saying that's easy either.
Or you might not even want to. You may not write your own music. You may not have the time or the desire or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not knocking. I'm not
making
knocking
a living with
tributes
music
either.
is all right with me. That's good.
Exactly.
If you can do that, tribute, barbet, whatever. If you can writing songs, Chris Stapleton was a songwriter for a long time. Made his living doing that before he performed or wrote any of his own music.
Yeah.
And any way you can make a living with music is impressive.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
I forget the statistics of how much percent of the population is 1%.
I don't know.
No, I think it's less. It's far less than 1%.
For sure.
It's a small percentage of people who claim to be musicians that actually make a living as a musician.
Like professional musicians?
Yes.
We can actually technically say that, I suppose, right?
Well, yeah, because of the teaching aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. One
Teacher,
day,
performer, producer, writer. We do a lot of different things. And that's what a lot of professional musicians do in what I would call the middle class musician. You have your Taylor Swifts and you have your starving artist. But what nobody talks about is there's this nice, healthy portion of people in the middle that you don't know their names, but they make a nice living.
They're a jack off of all trades, man.
Right. Jack off of all trades. And they're really good at
checking off
and trading Pokemon cards. Really good.
Oh, shit.
I actually won an award at journalism camp when I was younger.
Oh, man. Get into this.
In high school. And it was the Jack of all trades award. And that's because it was the Jack off of all trades award. And I still have that somewhere in my house. And that was because we had to, the thing we had to do that week was like we were paired up with a team. We had to like produce a news program. And I ended up doing the theme song, like the like art, like in so much of the shit I ended up doing. And I ended up getting the Jack of all trades award. That was cool.
I'm naturally gifted.
I didn't. Interesting. What?
I said I'm naturally gifted.
No, I heard what you said.
Yeah. You're like, I don't believe it. That's why you said what? It's like,
what? What? For sure I heard wrong. There's absolutely no way you said what I heard you say. But funny ending to that story. To accept the award, I had to walk up. There's a big room, 400 people at banquet tables, and then I had to walk up to the very front of this room and shake this lady's hand and take the award. And I was supposed to dress up, and I didn't know that. And if you know me, you know I'm not going to do it anyway. So I'm there in jeans, skater shoes, black T-shirt, and I didn't have any nice clothes. Everyone else in suits, like except the kids I'm hanging with and stuff in my group, and even they were like collared shirts. And so a girl next to me, her name was Diana. She was one of my best friends for a long time. I was like, she was wearing like a sport coat. I was like, give me your coat, give me your coat. So I put on her shirt. It comes up to like here.
Oh man!
And I walk all the way up there, and there's a picture. I need to find this. I'll risk the camera for this picture.
Okay,
it's somewhere in my phone, and I'll let you filibuster or remark upon my silliness while I try to find this. Oh, side note, because I just saw this. Do you like salt and vinegar chips?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
love them. Today I had some at Jimmy John's because Jimmy John's is awesome. And I finished eating them, and I'm like, that's weird. My tongue usually burns, but this is like really burning. Pull down the thing in my car, do that. My tongue in probably 20 different places is just bleeding.
Really? No way.
Now, I took this video after it, but watch this.
Oh, my God. It is. Just take my word for it. This is...
So it was all over, like lots of different little dots, and one big one, of course. And I'd never seen that. It was kind of cool. I was like, that's crazy. I'm sitting here looking at it like, whoa! It's like my tongue is just like glowing up.
That's
anyway.
wild,
I just saw that and thought that was crazy. There's your owl video. If you guys haven't seen that,
by the way, I'm sure they'll want to follow up.
Let's do the follow. There's Ibrahim.
Yes, that is a good picture. So here's the follow up, and I got to pull up my text as well. So I'm pulling my phone out here. I'm
all
just
right.
going to.
If all these cameras go dead,
here we go. No, mine won't.
We should be good.
Mine won't. Yeah.
You know what? If I can interrupt you, I just found the Jim Carrey quote that I had saved in my phone.
Do it.
I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. Jim Carrey. Where's my camera? There it is. See, I had it saved in my phone since like May 8th, 2018. Might have to do
GoPro.
I mean, you get the idea. May 8th, 2018. So you know I'm not a poser.
Yeah. All right. So anyways.
Welcome back to phone scrolling with
text here. I'm going down. I got to find Owl Lady in my text. Here we go. The owl made it to the clinic. Okay. He has a fractured coracoid, which I guess is essentially
I don't know what that is.
Collarbone. Coracoid. Coracoid. So coracoid or coracoid. I would say coracoid. He's going to have some weeks in rehab to let it heal properly, and then he'll be ready for release. He's also staying with 2 other baby screech owls that were rescued from falling out of a nest.
Really?
Yes. So, dude. And they will be released in the same spot I found them. I actually pinged Google.
So you could show them exactly.
Yeah, Google Maps, like location, and then sent it to them. And
I found it.
Oh,
so
here we go.
So
Let's go pro it. Let's go pro it.
You could show them exactly where. So you sent them the location.
Yes, I sent them the location of where I found the owl, so they can release it back into the wild exactly where it was, so it can get caught in fishing wire.
Is that what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So you probably didn't hear me. I said so it could get caught in fishing wire.
Oh no, I heard you. Yeah. But I'm wondering if
I hope it never does.
I just imagine the owl goes back there. It's like, don't put me here, dude. Like, this place almost killed me.
Yeah.
It's like, we know you got shot on Broad Street. We healed you up. We're going to drop you back on Broad Street.
Like, that's where my rival gang is.
Dude, no. Like, put me anywhere else. All right, here's this picture. You heard the whole story. Here's me with my Justin Bieber haircut and my skinny jeans, my audio, probably skate shoes, and my too short jacket from my friend Diana. Getting the award for Jack Off of All Trades.
I think it's focused a little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's me in the white jacket. Oh, there's John texting me. What's up? Shout out John. He's on the podcast too. There you go.
What up, John?
That's me in the white.
Bullshit.
Obviously not.
All right. Well.
Anyway,
a riveting conversation we've had so far.
Yeah, we need to have a day where we just scroll through my pictures, man. There's some crazy stuff in there, like Ibrahim
and mosquitoes.
Yeah, I don't think Ibrahim may border on Van joke.
Border, yeah.
Everyone I've showed has laughed really hard though, but maybe not. Yeah, if you all right, come up to me at a show and say, Dallas, can I meet Ibrahim?
Also, leave in the comments why Dallas is laughing so hard in 3, 2. If you guess it right, if you guess why Dallas just laughed so hard.
That was a good bit. I was sitting here thinking as you were doing it, I was like, I'm not gonna laugh. There's no way I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna power through this. And then immediately was just like, nah. It was so dumb too. Like, I can't believe you got me.
Yeah, dude. I knew I would because it would have gotten me too.
I know. It would have got you good. You would have been crying.
Yeah, so leave in the comments what you think it might be.
Look at this.
That just got Dallas.
Sheen, man, I'm glowing like a damn angel, which is true. I am an angel.
Oh, dude.
What else was on the docket today? We didn't really have much of one.
No.
We're right at about 40 minutes here. We can wrap up with the casual folks if you'd like. Move on to some VIPers.
Yeah, some VIPers. Oh, yeah, by the way, it has been Father's Day weekend. It's Monday after. So
yes, happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah, and all the dads that listen to this podcast.
I'll go fuck myself, but happy Father's Day to
You're
the
like
dads.
a band dad, though. Like
yeah, I guess.
You know. So,
doesn't
anyways.
count.
Yeah, I mean.
They don't even look like me, barely.
You wouldn't take
also,
a
I'm
bullet
younger
for me,
than all
probably. But I'll take a bullet for my kids. But you do, you know.
I'm the baby. How does that work?
Yeah. I don't know.
It goes, age-wise, it goes Goliath, Foz, you, Rasan, me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought Foz was older.
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm middle ground.
Middle child. I'm baby.
Yeah.
We're all pretty close, though. Age range is like, I'm 29. Goliath's, 33, 32?
Yeah, something like that.
So, pretty short age range. Rasan turns 30 this year, and I want to say October. I think it's October. Or August. It's August. And then I turn 30. Can I say where? December 9th is my birthday.
I don't know if you can say where yet.
Fucking, I'm going to say it. Probably.
Say it.
Well, we talked about it last time, but probably going to have my 30th birthday in the UK this year. So,
yeah. Epic.
Everyone watching from the UK, we'll let you know. Well, it's December 9th. You know the day. So hopefully,
so I
have
can't
a little
ask,
mecca.
I can't ask for presents personally, but I can say anyone in the UK if you want to bring him a present that's not dead or just extremely inappropriate. In
Drizzle gave me his list of things he wants, and then I'll read from it like I want it. Can someone bring me a 6-pack of 6L6? What is this?
6L6 power amp? What's a power amp to?
This isn't even barely a digital amplifier.
Cluson tuners?
6 feet of silver copper wire. Silver copper, what is that?
Silver copper, man.
It's just silver copper. Oh, we're dumb. Anyway, how about this? We bid our fair friends adieu.
Adieu. Thank you.
We'll move over to Viper time. How about that? We decided, by the way, to call our VIPers.
We got to tell the non-Vipers about this, though. So
they
get some jelly, get a little jelly.
Viper tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you made it this far and you head on over to our store, there's a little secret tea we threw in there just for the Vipers.
Yep.
And we're teasing it for you now. Yep. But it's for the Vipers.
It's for the Vipers.
Yeah, they know who it's for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what we need to do?
What?
We need to give the Vipers a different merch discount than everyone else.
You know what? We probably should.
And you know what we need to continue to do for sure is keep thinking of ways to make shit better for them.
That's incentives,
Right. It's $7 a month if you want to head to lamaybe.com/VIP. We're heading over there now. We'll see you there in a second.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the latest episode of your new favorite band. This is the end of the free content.
But if you want to unlock the full uncut versions of every episode, head over to lamaybe.com/VIP and sign up for our membership. For $7 a month, you'll get extended episodes of our podcast, a bonus episode every month, plus exclusive merch. You'll also be supporting us and helping us continue to stay on the road and make new music. And for that, we're eternally grateful. So thank you.